As the sun rises over the Arcata Marsh on Saturday, November 10th, about 50 volunteers join the sun in providing the earth with new opportunities. In this instance, volunteers gathered to implant over 2,500 plants of saltgrass in contribution to an ongoing project to restore tidal influence in the marsh. The goal of the project is to restore the salt marsh ecosystem by building up levees and getting the land flooded with salt water again. Today, volunteers of all ages and backgrounds put on sturdy boots and trudge through mud to help get some native plants back in the marsh. Taylor Shugart is a member of Humboldt State University's Natural Resource Club and explains the involvement of volunteers today.
This event is helping restore the salt marsh ecosystem, and this has been an ongoing process that they've been trying to build up these levees and get the marshland flooded again for, I think, 11 years. So we're helping out with that process, and this is like their final year where they're supposed to be actually flooding everything out. So we're just kind of doing like preemptive steps to help restore the area before the water comes in.
Suzanne Isaacs is the nursery manager for Humboldt Fish Action Council. The saltgrass awaiting deposition has been growing in Isaac's nursery for the past year.
Usually in restoration around here, you plant in November, soil temperatures are warm, and the rains are coming, so that's why we're planting today.
With the efforts of these volunteers, the saltgrass will eventually be present as the vegetation changes from a freshwater brackish to a saltwater brackish. New vegetation provides roots for expansion, and restoring the marsh ecosystem will create habitat for the fish population. Larry Hand is a retired California Conservation Corps worker and now focuses his attention on restoration projects such as these.
Expanded their living quarters, very significant project for expansion of the Arcata Slough here. It's great habitat. It's like a new condominium for for the fish and also the wildlife.
There is a lot of habitat loss throughout the area, especially on the coast where people are building on and draining wetlands. But thanks to the efforts of volunteers today, all wildlife, including ducks and geese, will regain a home.
You probably didn't see because we've chased them all out, but there were a lot of ducks and geese in here earlier this morning. And they'll come in and land, and this will be a new area for them to have their habitat expanded as well.
In addition to making a difference for the wildlife, Hand enjoys the volunteering experience.
And I do this for enjoyment, especially the enjoyment of working with the young folks and to see them get hooked up with the environment and feel the power of nature.
Paula Golightly and Doug Kelly are two of many people who have contributed to this project that is currently in its 10th year. Restoring tidal influence has been in the works ever since Doug Kelly first took out a dam in 2005 that had been there since 1947.
So I've opened up 5,000 feet of habitat for fish to spawn in and to move up so that they haven't been in there since 1945.
Next year, the plan is that the levee will be breached and there will be tons of habitat for fish and other critters to hang out in. After a long day of planting and contributing to flooding the marshland, volunteers were rewarded with a tasty lunch of hamburgers and a fresh feeling of pitching in. Sugart's stomach isn't the only thing feeling satisfied, though.
I just think it's a really good opportunity for everybody to get out and kind of help out like the local ecosystem and local environment, and it makes everybody feel good too for doing something that's beneficial and helps out something like greater than ourselves and our own little human sphere.
As the sun rises over the Arcata Marsh on Saturday, November 10th, about 50 volunteers join.